Yo, how's it going, guys? So recently I have really spoken a lot about a particular card that I have favored this season, and that card is none other than Cynet Codec. So this card, if you don't already know what it is, it's a very, very big card in the Code Talker monster. I can't believe I wasn't playing this in the other seasons I made Master 1. I really should have been. This card is incredible. So if a Code Talker monster is special summoned from the extra deck, so that will be a Link monster, you can target one of those monsters, add one Cyberse monster with the same attribute from your deck to your hand. What's your kind of, yeah, okay. So let's say you summon, all the Codec monsters here. So you can get a dark to your hand if you summon this, get a light to your hand if you summon this one, get an earth to this for this one, dark again. This is for very particular reasons I put here, and then fire one here, and then of course dark again for access Code Talker. This card essentially just allows you to keep comboing like over and over, like just throughout. Just remember that as soon as you summon a dark monster to get a add one to hand, you can't do it again. So you have to be very careful about how you play this, and just remember that fact so you don't summon another dark monster expecting to get another card to hand, because yeah, the card just that is the only limitation you get from that. So yeah, here we go. Look, you cannot add other monsters with the same attribute to your hand by the effect of sight. Yeah, so just bear that in mind. But look, what I wanted to do is, firstly, I wanted to showcase how it is going second, because it's amazing going second, and you're about to see it against none other than Labrynth, which Mathmech sucks against going second. Bear in mind, no disrespect to my opponent, I don't think he was the greatest Labrynth player, but I'll kind of show you for the deck list going from there. But then after that, I've got 3 replays against the Rikka bot and solo mode, just of scenarios where Cynet Codec shines. So the first one is where you have 2 Mathmech cards in hand, so you have 2 main engine cards, but none of the Code Talker support, which is to get you into the Cynet combat line. And then the second one is where you have no main engine support, you just have debug and code generator, which is enough to get you into, again, the same end, but all of these will get you into the exact same end board, and it's so powerful. And then the third and last one, sorry, is where you have 1 main engine monster as well as a code generator or some form of codec monster, which in my opinion is a lot more bricky, because yeah, with Lady Debug at least you get an additional card in hand and you can keep summoning off, but with cards like Diameter or Nabla, you can't really do much from them. So yeah, but the fact that Cynet Codec, I need to get that right, Cynet Codec is in this matchup is just amazing. So without further ado, I'll just go into the replay, and I'll tell you what, just quick. So this is why I didn't think this guy was very good. I see him playing Waking the Dragon, and he uses it in the duel, and at that point, either he was just trolling, and to be honest, in Master 1, a lot of people don't care, including myself. If someone maxes me and I don't have the out, I'll just scoop, because why am I trying to play through it? I don't really care. But yeah, because he has Waking the Dragon, and he doesn't really have, I'd say, the optimal number of Big Welcome Labrynth as well as Labrynth. But I don't play Labrynth, so maybe I'm wrong. But either way, I don't think this guy was the greatest. So if we just go into the replay right now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'll just walk you through it bit by bit. So I won't speed it up, I'll just kind of walk you through the points. So firstly, we're going second, so I'm actually straight away. I'm thinking this guy might be playing Kashtira, although I should have guessed from the sleeves, but because he's summoning Kashtira, kind of got me thinking that way anyway. Then he summons Ariana, so now I know he's definitely playing Labrynth, and now I know he has 1 Big Welcome on board. Now I'm just going to assume this is another Welcome Labrynth card as well, not the same as Big Welcome, but the other one. And now, so in this case, you're going to want to send, because you've got Sigma in hand and you're going to send it for cost, because it can still summon itself, you're not going to search for Mathmech Circular. You can already see what my opponent's trying to do. You're not going to search for Circular, just because, in my opinion, you're losing a bit of card economy there. You've already got Sigma in the grave, so all you're going to be doing is sending a different monster, a different Mathmech monster that can't summon itself. So, in my opinion, I would leave the Circular because you've got Sigma in hand. And then, yeah, I go for Lady Debug because I personally think this is a much better option. So, and you'll see why now. So yeah, negate withdrawal. Yeah, fuck all that. That's not happening to us. Yep. Okay, sometimes I should speed up as it is a little bit slow. So now, yeah, I'm going to bring back Circular just to bait out the Fenrir, and I'm really glad I did. And now I'm going to bring Code Generator to hand, because now I can use these 2 to go into Code Talker. And then Code Talker will send Dotscaper, so it brings it back, and I've got an extra body on board. Now the reason I make Lingeruba is because I want a little bit of protection against these cards, because Labrynth is all based around the, the trap cards. So now I use Microcoder in hand with the link to Code Talker to make transcode, and now I can get Cynet Codec, and this way I can just continually combo, and you can just see the magic happen now. So this is another reason why I didn't think he was a great player. I use my Lingeruba as material for Code Talker Inverted, I believe is the name. Yeah. And now I've lost all protection, so I was very lucky that he let me even combo the game. Maybe he was just a bit lost as to which card he needs to negate. But anyway, look, now that I have Nabla in hand and I've summoned this, I get a Mathmech Circular to hand, which is amazing. I've got Nabla on board. Oh, I'll talk through that in a second. I've got Circular in hand, so I can special summon it still. I've got Nabla on the board, so I've got all the bodies I need to keep moving forward. He sends it back. Now, without Cynet Codec, him sending back transcode actually could have killed the game for us. I know I could bring on Circular, get Update Jammer, and then maybe go for access code, but I know he has big welcome Labrynth here, so as soon as he brings out lovely Labrynth, it's kind of GG's, game over from there. So, and then look, I completely feel about this Lady Labrynth from hand. If this card is coming from hand, you know that a normal chap is coming, and I saw he had Daruma, which is a new card, basically evenly matched, but with an extra, you know, fuck you to link cards, because anything that stays facing up is going to be sent to the graveyard by us, by the way. It's an effect on the player, not the game state. So yeah, incredibly strong card. But see, you'll see right now what I mean by not too confident in him. So he plays, yeah, Waking the Dragon, which if you don't know, just brings back a monster from either your deck or the extra deck, without ignoring the summoning conditions. You can bring Raid Raptor if you wanted to. And then, yeah, I don't understand why he went for a card in the hand. Like, I'm not an expert with Labrynth, but he's already interrupted the combo enough. He should have just went for cards on the board already. So, but look, who cares? Not my problem. Anyway, you're going to learn a little bit lesson from me here because I make a big mistake. So, I'm so glad we were able to get Heat Soul from Code Talker Inverted, which is in my graveyard here, and then the Nabla on board as well. Because now I get an extra draw from Cynet Codec. So, oh yeah, and I got the extra draw from Heat Soul. So I got Impermanence, which is fantastic. Now this is where you need to learn from me. Do not do what I did. You want to summon Circular first and then Subtraction. That way you get the super factorial for the next turn in case things go wrong, because you never know. You never really know what's going to happen in a certain game state. So yeah, but luckily nothing happened, and yeah, luckily I didn't need to go into my next turn. So I was able to make Terahertz, go into battle phase, mill multiplication for game, and then it's as easy as that. Just completely destroyed him, and this is all because of this card. So I really was playing a lot of gameplay at the minute just to test out the new sort of deck implements that I've mentioned in my old video. But yeah, Book of Eclipse is one of them, Kurikara, so on and so on. But this video is about Cynet Codec because this card is just incredible. And now, following this, I'm just going to show you the 3 replays against the solo mode, which I was referring to before. And that's all about going first with different scenarios. So yeah, enjoy those. Yo, what's going on? So this is going to be a demonstration about how you can use Cynet Codec going first. So as you can see here, look, I've got Diameter, which is a very lucky pull. And then of course I've got Addition as well. So I can definitely go into my standard Mathmech play and guarantee I get super factorial and the 3 bodies in order to, you know, have the Mathmech play, so to speak. But Cynet Codec is going to allow me to get the full endboard that I want. So tell you what, we'll get straight into it. So I'm going to normal Diameter, I'm going to special summon Addition. I'm going to make Alan Bershin off the 2. Very fortunate I pulled Diameter because, well, it's got that extra negate now. So even if he does try to imperm me, I have that 1 negate. And hopefully he doesn't have, what do you call it? Nibiru. But luckily this is the bot, so who cares? So now I've got Mathmech Circular. I'm just going to go into the standard 1-card combo, send Sigma. Now we are going to lose Sigma here, but because I started with 2 Mathmech bodies in the first place, I'm going to have the natural bodies, and yeah, we'll lose Sigma to the banished pile, so it's not too bad. As you can see, we're going to get, oh, almost negated myself. I'm going to have super factorial. Now, first thing you're going to do, you're going to want to put Cynet Codec down. That will be the smartest play. Second thing, you're going to want to go into Code Talker immediately. This way, you grab Microcoder off the top, right? So, yep. Here we go. I really need to get rid of that card. I'm not sure how I'm going to stop Ash Blossom. It's very irritating. Anyway, so because you can use this from hand, now you can go into Transcode Talker, which is an Earth monster. And by the way, in this very specific scenario, we've got Diameter here, so we've kept a negate this whole time. And the bot is not going to, you know, summon anything, so it doesn't really matter. But just a case point example. Now from here, you want to chain block, so you want to go Microcoder first, and I love that we can like protect it, then go Cynet Codec, so that way we can get a Earth monster. And if you haven't, you know, played with Code Talkers or against them before, we're going to get Code Generator. And this is huge for us. So now that, look, we've secured both lines here. So even if I wanted to I could just bring back, well, I'm going to bring this back regardless. I could bring back Code Talker and then just use these 2 to go into Heat Soul. And that's a great endboard as it is. And I've got great card economy and everything in hand. However, we can go a step further and go, where's he gone? Here we are. So I can go Heat Salt Code Talker from this, and this in hand. And then this is the beautiful part of it. So one, we get Heat Soul, so we get that extra draw. Sorry, we're going to send Dotscaper to the graveyard, and we're going to get an extra card from Heat Soul, so we're going to get a fire monster. Bloody Ash. And we're going to get a draw. So the card economy from this card is insane. We're just generating more and more extenders for the next turn. And yeah, oh, look at that. Impermanence as well. Incredible. So now I've got Subtraction. Now what I'm going to do is, because this is a very good hand I've gotten here actually. It took me a few retries just to get Cynet Codec in hand, like just by itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Dotscaper right here in the corner. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to use it for terahertz. I'm going to summon this, bring out terahertz now, right? And this way, would you look at that? It is linked with Heat Soul. So Heat Soul is going to get that 500 attack boost. So it's a lot harder to break down than it was before, because 2300 is not a lot. I've said that in past videos. But now, let's say we come against Labrynth, which was the old example that I showed you. We've now got a Linger Reaver on board. So if they try and do that, because a common Labrynth play is to, in your end phase of your turn 1, they love to send Labrynth Clockwork and then, you know, do that whole play where they can basically summon Lovely Labrynth, I think, and then just destroy one of your cards, and that is a huge disruption. Great play from them. But right, in this case, Final Dragon, I'm just going to send something to the graveyard. What can I send? I'll send an Exceed 4. I always send one just so the attack boost is up, and then the next turn, ideally what you're going to do is you're going to wait till you can use Aggregator, and I'm going to show you that in the... Well, I've already shown you that in the past example, but just going from it. But just look at this hand. This is incredible. So again, impermanence always in the far right or the far left in case you play Pendulum. And then I would put Call by the Grave here. So a little tip I like to do is, it's very typical for players to set down their most important card first, and your opponent's always going to naturally assume it is that card. So they're going to remember the order you put cards in. So I like to put cards in least important to most important. So impermanence probably wouldn't have been the least important, but I would put that third, first, fourth, and second, first, fourth, and third in terms of importance. And then I've already filled up the board here. But then look, if we just go into the turn itself, I know the bot's not going to play anything worth considering, but look at this, more card economy, just incredible, like what we have here. And oh my goodness, look at this cross out designator. This is going to be insane. I think that's a natural reaction for what your play is going to come across anyway, but look, we'll do it for the sake of doing it. And I think I'll just leave it here. I might just cut off the recording at this point, but I guess for my own sake, I'll just keep playing through just to see how we get, just to see what happens really. So what's this? So if normal summon or special summon, but just for the sake of showing how to use Aggregator, what you want to do is you want to chain terahertz to a special summon or to a card like Kashtira's, because they're not activatable on summon. So I'm going to send Aggregator, and whilst it's in the graveyard, as soon as it's summoned, and now I can trigger this and it negates this. So it loses that effect. Okay, whatever that is. I don't know the Rikka monsters very well, so yeah, I don't really know what the Rikka monsters are, but it doesn't really matter to me. Tell you what, I'll just, for the sake of it, I wouldn't recommend this in a normal game state, but just because it's the bot, like who cares really? Okay, perfect. Whatever. Yep. And now we have not just one Omni Negate, but two Omni Negates plus a monster negate and a graveyard negate, which is, I think this is the most fortunate hand I've seen throughout all my games. I'm quite taken back by this, I'm not gonna lie. So yeah, this is done. Don't care about you. Graveyard for your sake. And so on, and whatever. And best part is, because we're not using the Mathmech Circulars this turn. Oh, what a great card I've drawn again. Look, now triple Tactics Thrust. Even better, I've got this. So I'm going to showcase, basically, because I already showcased, oh no, I have a replay with Kashtira where Book of Eclipse became very, very relevant. But just for the sake of showing what it's like to go turn 3, because that was against, that was going second against Kashtira, not going first. But in turn 3, if you just look, because we've got Link Monsters, I know I lose this card, but who cares? So in this case, like, just flips everything, and but keeps all my Link Monsters up, which is amazing. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go for game, because who cares? So attack once, yeah, perfect. Down you go, and then just going to send, just to showcase that this is the proper way you should play. You should really send multiplication. Always want to mill it, And then, look at that, 21,000 attack. But yeah, this is just like the full case power of what I think Mathmech is at the moment. A lot of people may disagree about having terahertz on so early, but personally I do think because of Aggregator, it is an extra negate if you know how to use it. So I just think it's very important. But like, I'm going to go on to the next replay where I just use Lady Debug and code generator from there. Hello, so I thought this was going to be the last replay, but this will actually be the second replay. The last replay is how you can use Cynet Codec going first if you only have one engine card in your hand, because I would say that's arguably more bricky than the hand that I have now. Ignore Max C, I'm going to activate that now, and then I'll just set down Designator so it doesn't come up again. These are the three main cards you're going to need to focus on. So what I would do is I'll put Codec down now. I'm going to go Ladybug first, right? So now that I've got, yeah, bring Coder to hand, I'm going to go straight into Code Talker using Generator from hand and Ladybug. Yep, slow animations. Sorry for this. So, gonna chain block this so that way we're definitely getting the extra summon, and we need something to draw from hand. This is very important here. So, I've already used my normal summon, bear in mind. So, as I get Nabla, you're gonna see how this is gonna work in a second. So, we're gonna send Dotscaper to the graveyard. That's great. Doesn't matter. Well, it does matter actually. I don't know why I'm being so nonchalant about it. So, yeah, now we're gonna get inverted using Dotscaper and Microcoder, and this is great because now that it's summoned here, I can summon to either side, and I'm gonna, and look at the 3 interactions. This is crazy. So we're gonna chain block these two, so we're definitely guaranteeing our summon here. So, and then additionally the 4th effect, which is incredible, is we're gonna get Mathmech Circular. So this is incredible here. So I'm gonna put this here. Yeah, we're gonna get Circular from hand, which is amazing. And I'm going to get Cynet Conflict. So now I'm pretty much going to guarantee my perfect endboard here. So now we can go about this in 2 ways. I can send Diameter to the grave. I'd rather do this because it's for cost, so it's a lot better. Now I can either use Nabla's effect to tribute itself and find another Mathmech monster to come aboard and start Circular, but just in this scenario, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you another way. I'm not going to say cleaner way, but just alternative, because I've explained the first one. You don't need to see it. And now you can see the second one. So I can just bring Nabla back, activate Circular, and we've now guaranteed our strong endboard. Like, look at all these bodies on board. Like, essentially 2, 1 and 1. So easy for game. So we're going to go 1 here, 1 here. Yeah, we already have so many Link 2 bodies in the graveyard. So, and I completely forgot. We're going to get... Oh, I need to stop doing that. Okay. One mistake I keep making is drawing this, because I'm so used to having Gachiri in my... deck that usually I would summon Gachiri and it's great, but Gachiri is very bricky. Yeah, it's just a very bricky card. So what I'll do is I'll find another Earth monster, Earth Cyburst monster, and see if it's worth it. But ideally you don't want this in hand, but it doesn't matter. This is just for the sake of a replay. So I'm gonna go Generator here. That's great, and then I'm gonna go. So I think if I just use, what have I done here? Oh, yeah, what am I doing? Sorry, I'm doing this in the wrong order. So what you want to do is you want to use this and this to make Heat Soul. And now you guarantee yourself that Fire Monster. So I'm not going to use it. There we go. Subtraction. Now Heat Soul. Oh, Book of Eclipse. Incredible. So now that I'm going to use Subtraction, I'm going to guarantee myself terahertz in the best way as well. 1, 2, and 3. And here we are, look at this. So another endboard with, you know, our maximum output, send anything. Our maximum output here. And look at this, we've got such a great card economy here. And like, it filters through the deck pretty well, so we are aiming to go for game within, you know, this turn, the next turn, or turn 3. But ideally, that's how we kind of deal with it as Mathmech players. And then, again, for the sake of it, I just want to see what I draw here. But just look how great this card is. And I forgot I had crossed out Designator, I completely forgot. And like, I've drawn into Ash. Like, this is great. If we're playing even against, like, you know, Dragonlink and Bystials, and Lubellion sends itself to the graveyard to, I don't know, grab a, whatever you call it, one of the Bystials, yeah, one of the other Bystials, I can just negate it, or for whatever other reason. And another situation. But yeah, look, I'm not going to bother interacting with it because it's not relevant in the slightest. But again, look, this is the second replay, and then the next one I'm going to showcase what it's like to have one engine card. But this one was 0 engine cards. 0 engine cards, just Ladybug and Code Generator in hand, and we were able to establish a entire board with the Mathmech line also included. So I think that's pretty good on its own. I know I'm gassing up the card so much, but it really has saved me in a lot of situations. And I suppose the first replay against Labrynth shows you how good it is going second, but this is all about setting up your strong end board, and this deck does love to go first. So yeah, on to the next replay. Okay, so in the case that you have this this opening hand, so I just wanted to showcase that you can get a minimum board of transcode co-linked with Heat Soul, and you can still keep comboing if you want, but this is just a safe bet if you really want to go into it. So for the sake of it, we have Cynet Codec. I'm going to, Jesus, I hate doing this against the thing. So yeah, my opponent's not going to add it to anything because it's a bot. So I'm going to normal diameter. Great to have this in hand again. I'm going to go for Code Talker here, because now I'm going to get 2 cards from this. One is going to be Microcoder, and the other is going to be Dotscaper. So I'm going to chain block it. So I'm actually going to chain block it the other way, because Microcoder is a little bit more valuable in this situation. Yep, whatever, Ash. Kind of wish I could discard this, but in a real replay, this would be great against Maxi, so very pleased to actually have this. So let me make sure I'm doing this correctly. So I'm sending Dotscaper to the graveyard, and I'm adding Microcoder to my hand. Yep, bring Dotscaper back, bring this here. Right, so now what we can do is we can go into Transcode Talker. So we're going to go 1, and Microcoder. And this is very, very easy from here. So look, we've got Transcode Talker here. Fantastic. We're going to chain block it, so we're going to go Microcoder here. And then we're going to go Transcode Talker. Oh, actually, I'm not sure you want it. I don't play Gacheri anymore, so you will be drawing multiplication into hand, and ideally you want to mill it, but for the sake of this example, I'll just showcase it as this. Right, so now you're going to bring back your Code Talker, right? Then you're going to go into... Actually, for the sake of example, you are going to need to bring out multiplication, because you're trying to deliver the strongest end board here. So you're going to chain block using Code Talker inverted, because now you're going to special summon multiplication. And because this is a light monster, you're going to get Mathmech circular to your hand. So, yep, bringing this out. Fantastic. We're going to bring this just because we are going to need it. Okay, so I'm going to send Sigma, because you already have diameter in the graveyard, which is great. Now you're going to use these two. And I say these two, inverted and multiplication. You can trigger the effect, makes no difference, it's the first turn, and now you're going to bring back any Mathmech. I would, I'd bring back multiplication, just because it's an earth monster, and in case you're playing against, kaijus, not kaijus, Bystials, kind of want to, protect yourself from that. But if you look at that, we've really secured the play already. Unfortunately, because I've already used Dotscaper, I can't just go into terahertz here, and then... send Dotscaper and get that extra body on board just to get this. But, oh wait, what am I talking about? Sorry. Ignore me. So, oh my goodness, this is even better. So, Splash Mage, we're going to use this to go into Heat Soul. It's great that we can summon it here. Usually when you have terahertz, you're going to summon it here or here. Look, I don't care about this. I'm not going to bother activating that. Nope. And yep, yeah, you get the extra draw from Heat Soul, as explained before. I should have ashed it there so I don't have to use it, but for the sake of example, we've got this here. Oh, it drew into subtraction. That's crazy lucky. So anyway, look, we'll use subtraction now. Whatever, put this here. And now look at that. We even have the strong end board again with only 1 engine card. That's actually pretty insane. So literally just with... I don't care what we send. Not gonna play through this time just because you've already seen how the deck kind of performs. But now look, we have cross that designator because we top deck that. That's great. Ash Blossom, ideally we probably use that at this point for Max C, but if we haven't, even better for the next turn. But look, we have terahertz and we have Heat Soul, all of this from diameter in hand and code generator. And that's incredible. I honestly, before I was sort of making this video, I was kind of thinking through the combo line, because the thing with Code Talkers is there's a lot of, link summoning and, drawing to hand that you need to be aware of and try and keep in mind. But if you go through this video, you'll learn it. It's very, very simple. It's just, quite a few extensive steps. So just go through them. But look, no, I still have addition. And like I said before, with the first replay I showed with this, I can use this to make... I actually can't believe this panned out so well. I'm actually very surprised. So now I've got Linger Rebo on board. So if it is a Labrynth player and they try and do that end phase, strat, it's not going to work because I have Linger Rebo. So I cannot believe how well that player... I'll tell you what, I'm just going to end it. I want to see what I draw into just for the sake of... Because look, you've got 14 cards in your grave. You've got 25 cards left. That's not a lot to go through. So Heat Soul, whatever. I got Book of Eclipse. So for the next turn, this might be a very good card. But yeah, look, that's Oh, yeah, I don't care about that. This is showcasing how well Cynet Codec meshes with the Mathmech combo when you just have 1 card in your hand. with sorry, one main engine card in your hand and then code generator. Like, that's amazing. So that you can just keep comboing off and going in. So yeah, I think that's very, very impressive. But yeah, that was the last replay. I'm sure you're sick of hearing my voice, but I'm very pleased if you did stay this long. I've left out timestamps in the bottom of the video anyway, so look, just click through it and feel free to mute it. I just want to show you the combos as is. And yeah, have a good day. Bye.